Hello there, and welcome to a small bit of a different video. This is more of a PSA, more of a more of my experience as somebody that is hard of sight and is severely visually impaired and will at some point in the near future be completely blind. And I'm someone who absolutely loves card games, has done for many years, and I kind of like to talk about my personal experience with Hearthstone as it stands now. So to give you a bit of backstory, I have a condition in my eyes called retinitis pigmentosa. It is a degenerative eye disease where the retinas at the back of my eyes are dying and detaching. Sadly, there is nothing that can be done about it, so it kind of leaves me with tunnel vision, no night vision, and soon blindness. But that's just kind of run down the condition to give you an idea of kind of where I am for eyesight. Like right now, I have a big 27-inch monitor. I have everything blown up as big as it can be. I don't, for the time being, need a screen reader for Hearthstone, but it will be a thing I will need myself in the future. Now, I have always loved card games. I grew up playing Yu-Gi-Oh, messing around a small bit with MTG. I kind of played a small bit of the World of Warcraft card game for a little bit, but Yu-Gi-Oh was very much my calling. And I played that for years and years and years, and eventually it became very difficult for me, even from the age of about 15, 16, to start reading the very small print on the card. Now, to be fair to Konami, they did do reprints of cards around that time in slightly bigger text boxes just to help people with visual impairments, and that was a nice step in the right direction, but it wasn't really enough for me. I was looking for more something digital and something that I could see very clearly without having to strain my eyes. And lo and behold, about, was it 2014, 2015, Hearthstone came around, and I fell in love immediately. It was a game that I could see very clearly. The numbers were very big. It was a nice slow-paced game. It was very methodical. It was very basic Yu-Gi-Oh! And as I said, I fell in love immediately. And ever since, I've been playing Hearthstone almost every single day. It's only recently that I've started making content. And I've been, honestly, like, as much as I've had gripes with the game over years, as much as I've had issues with this, that, and the other, I love the game with my whole heart and soul. And, like, someday soon, in maybe the next 10-15 years, I'm going to be completely blind, and I will need these screen readers that are currently not functioning in Hearthstone. And there are two current petitions being held by, I'm actually not exactly sure who the petitions are put up by. I think one might be Guide Dev. We'll get into him in a little bit. For getting the screen reader back online for the Hearthstone deck track, or for Hearthstone in general, for people that are visually impaired or completely blind to be able to play the game like everyone else. And look, without going too far into it, as someone that is severely visually impaired, like, I have a seeing eye stick that I don't really need to use right now. It's there for when I'm going areas that I'm not familiar with. I really don't go that much further in my house right now, so I'm pretty confident in my local area. But, like, very soon I'm going to need that, and very soon I'm going to need these screen readers, and I would love to still be able to play Hearthstone in 20 years time when I'm completely blind. Now, Guide Dev, who originally had made, by the way, absolutely love the name. It's like Guide Dog, but Guide Dev, it's fantastic. Anyway, Guide Dev was originally the creator of the screen reader for Hearthstone, and has been not around to update it for the past month or so, and the whole community of blind people, I'm not personally involved with them, but from what I've been hearing, the whole community of blind people are completely out of playing Hearthstone right now, and I just don't think that's right. So this is very much like my asking of all of my viewers to please sign those petitions. I'll link them down below in the description for you to go sign them, and, like, just having more of these accessibility options inside of Hearthstone, so more and more people can have access to it and have a good time. And the thing about it is, when you're playing a game, when you're escaping from reality, like when I'm playing Hearthstone, nobody else in the lobby knows that I'm visually impaired or hard of sight, or that I'm at maybe a small disadvantage due to my sight, and I have to rely on a lot of memory for, remembering cards, strategies, this, that, and the other. But when I'm in a game, I'm on the same level footing as everybody else. Nobody knows that about me, and it's nice to feel kind of normal. And I know that's, like, a lot of people with disabilities that play games, whether it be physical or mental, that play games, they like to feel on the same level as everyone else. It's like, especially Hearthstone on Battlegrounds specifically, the mode has made a very good conceited effort, and I've noticed this over the past year or so, to make every single one of the cards in the game will look different enough and have different enough stats that you can kind of know exactly what it is at a glance. I think the only one right now with that I have a small issue with seeing is Picky Eater and Alley Cat. I can't tell those two cards apart. But everything else has been kind of modified and changed ever so slightly to like, you won't be confused looking at a card. There are very few cards that look like other cards, and that's very useful for someone like me that can't see very well. I can distinguish what a card is almost at a glance with my bad eyesight. So, again, as I said, this is a small bit of an off-the-cuff video, giving you a small bit of a rundown of my own personal take of Hearthstone. I'd still love to be able to play this game in 20 years time and hope that all of these screen readers and all that, the technology is there. And for you yourself at home, you never know what could possibly happen in your life or who you could come across that could be visually impaired or need these accessibility tools. It could happen to you, it could happen to anybody. So it's nice to have these things. And it's nice to have them there when you don't need them, and it's really nice to have them there if you do need them. So for now, this has been a small bit of my own personal PSA for getting the screen readers back for the blind community in Hearthstone. And I hope you do sign those petitions. And until next time, peace out and have some good luck at your own games at home. And if you are one of the visually impaired people that does not have access to the game, I genuinely hope from the bottom of my heart that your game is returned to you soon, because I know what it's like to be stuck and have to give up a game that you love because of accessibility issues. So on that note, I'll leave it off, and we hope that some good news comes in the future of these accessibility mods. Peace out.